How do you keep shit together? Now, today, the past week, the past month, the past year, how do you keep everything that's going on in your life sectioned off from your mental well being? All these crazy things, these fear and antagonizing stories and videos of so much hurt and pain and violence and all of that mixed together, constantly bombarding you, whether it's in person, through someone else, on your phone, on TV. How do you keep it together? I have been trying to keep things together for honestly since 2020. We talk about this a lot, but the pandemic is still affects us. Everything that happened did fundamentally change the way that we live today. It's not a gross statement to say that things aren't good today. I think that there's a little bit of toxic positivity, and unfortunately that can also lead us to this like avoidism type thing. So how do you keep it together? Truly. Like I said, these past 4 years, really they've been up and down, but these next 4 years I'm not prepared for at all. And that's why I wanted to, I guess I would say, do my part, or, whatever I can do to calm people down or just spread this message that I have. I journal a lot, and there's a lot of things that I keep to myself for fear of conflict, sure, or just maybe not even wanting to get into things with anyone else, and maybe I'm just too lazy. But unfortunately, I have to do something now, and that's why I'm doing this. And I think we all need a different perspective on how to look at things. Even though there's this widening gap between actual traditional news outlets like Fox News, CNN, NBC, versus online personalities, everything's still, in my opinion, everything's still warped. And so I want to I want to back out and just see why are people doing this, and I guess more importantly the how. How are they getting to sort of manipulate you and push you into a position that you really wouldn't have seen yourself in 4 years ago, right? What types of groups, what types of entities, what types of journalists, politicians, whoever, are doing what they can to make it to where you don't really believe anything that you see anymore, and you question everything, including anything that's good for you, and then you kind of just start shutting down. I think that's happening to a lot of us, and so that's kind of the reason why I think that this channel is important. I want to post on it regularly. I hope. I'm also really busy with life, but that's why I named it Instruments of Control, because there's things on both sides. Anyone can have an agenda, and anyone can do anything with malice, right? And try try to unfortunately degrade someone else's quality of living. And so I think that we're so caught up in that. We are so confused with everything that we have. We still don't, it's just overwhelming. And that's why I say, how do you deal? Right? How do you deal with this? How do you keep up with this? Because I haven't, like I've said. So, yeah. December's supposed to be a good month. Usually. December's supposed to be a month where we calm down because we have Christmas, right? So we're supposed to be with our families and we're supposed to spend time with them, or even if we don't have that chance, we work, but even work should be like low key, unless you're like a warehouse worker and you're retail or something like that. But still, it's a time to reflect on the year and think of how things are going to turn out the following year. But unfortunately, the drama just isn't stopping, right? We have this whole government shutdown shit. Whoops. That's looming over us. We were about to pass something bipartisan, and then we had, you know who cancel it effectively, right? Just with tweets over the span of a day of how terrible that this government spending bill would be. So they tanked it, and now that they actually have a new one that will pass, apparently. We'll see. But they have until tomorrow, technically, or Friday. Maybe it's today, whenever I post this video. But, and I'll get into that later. But, not only is there that drama, then we're facing what's going to happen with the inauguration in January. And so it's just like, things are just going to remain this steady. If I'm being honest, things are going to remain this fast. And yeah, we have to really pull ourselves out of this, like, just commotion that we're in. And I guess just zoom out. And I feel like if we understand how people are doing things and why they're doing things, it'll actually give us that much more power to prevent us from being tripped and pulled in. So, yeah. That was a giant word salad, I think. But whatever, it's my first video, so I have way more to post. But yeah, essentially, instruments of control. You know, what are these people doing? How are they doing it? Entities, personalities, journalists, you know, politicians, whoever, that want to try and take away American freedom, like you and I, right? Regular people like you and I. So I don't want to be in a country where the only way to have a decent life is to be rich, and anything else below that is complete garbage. I really don't want that. And we're in that. And I want to do what I can to reverse that. So, and it's just my little part, right? It's not like I'm not Elon Musk, or I'm not, you know, this other XYZ person who can yield so much power. It's just me. But if I can motivate someone else, just one more person, that's fantastic. But anyway, yeah, this is it. And then I'm gonna post more. This video doesn't make sense. It doesn't really have a purpose, but it's just for me to sort of get my foot on the door. And if you actually watched all of this, then you're fucking amazing. So, all right, more to follow.